Have you ever felt proud paying cash for something, only to realize later that the people getting richer than you almost never do? Think about that for a second. You work hard. You save. You avoid debt because you were told debt is dangerous. You pay cash because it feels safe. Responsible. Smart. But what if that very habit, the one that makes you feel financially disciplined, is secretly keeping you stuck? What if the reason some people stay in the same financial position for decades isn't because they don't work hard enough, but because they've been taught to fear the very tools the wealthy use to move ahead? Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's legendary business partner, understood something most people never learn. Money is not just something you protect. It's something you deploy. And sometimes, paying cash for everything can actually cost you more, not because cash is bad, but because opportunity cost is real. In this video, you'll discover why, playing it safe, can quietly delay your financial freedom, the critical difference between destructive debt and strategic leverage, and how the wealthy use money differently to build assets while others stay trapped chasing security. Because by the end of this video, you may never look at cash, or debt, the same way again. And before we dive in, this video took serious time, research, and strategy to make, all to help you for free. So if you believe financial education should be accessible to everyone, do us one favor. Take 1 second to like this video, subscribe, and join this mission. Because one click from you helps us keep creating life-changing content for people who need it most. Now, let's talk about the dangerous comfort of cash. For most of your life, you were probably taught one rule. If you can't afford it in cash, don't buy it. Sounds wise, right? And sometimes, it is. If you're buying flashy liabilities, expensive clothes, or things designed to impress people who don't care about you, then yes, debt can destroy you. But Charlie Munger didn't think in simple slogans. He thought in systems. He understood that money decisions are not about emotion. They're about math. And here's where most people lose. They confuse avoiding risk with building wealth. Imagine two people. Person A saves for 10 years and buys a $300,000 rental property in cash. Person B puts down $60,000, finances the rest at a low interest rate, and uses the remaining cash to invest in additional income-producing assets. At first glance, Person A feels safer. No debt. No monthly payments. Peace of mind. But Person B may now control more assets, generate more cash flow, benefit from appreciation on a larger base, and preserve liquidity for future opportunities. This is what Munger understood. The goal is not to avoid all debt. The goal is to avoid stupid debt. There's a massive difference. Bad debt buys consumption. Good debt buys cash flow. Bad debt drains you. Strategic debt can scale you. And this is where fear keeps many people financially frozen. Because most people hear the word debt and think stress. The wealthy hear debt and ask one question. Will this borrowed money produce more than it costs? That single question changes everything. Because leverage, when used wisely, is one of the most powerful wealth-building tools in existence. Banks understand this. Corporations understand this. Investors understand this. But average people are often taught only one side. Debt is bad. No. Undisciplined debt is bad. Emotional debt is bad. Consumer debt is bad. But strategic leverage? That's different. Munger knew wealth often comes from owning productive assets, not simply hoarding money. And this leads to one of the biggest hidden traps of paying cash. Liquidity loss. When you pour all your money into one purchase, you may own something. But you lose flexibility. Let's say you spend every dollar buying a house outright. Now imagine 6 months later, a recession creates the investment opportunity of a lifetime. Stocks are down. Real estate deals appear. Businesses are undervalued. But your cash. Gone. Locked. Your money may be safe, but it's no longer mobile. And in wealth building, flexibility matters. Liquidity gives you options. Options create opportunity. Opportunity builds wealth. This is why many wealthy people don't obsess over simply owning things debt-free. They obsess over capital efficiency. They ask, how can I keep my money working in multiple places? That mindset is worlds apart from the average saver. Because while savers focus on security, builders focus on expansion. And here's another silent thief most people underestimate. Inflation. Holding large amounts of idle cash may feel safe. But inflation quietly reduces its power every year. If inflation rises faster than your money grows, your purchasing power shrinks. So even though your bank balance looks the same, your wealth is actually declining. This is why Charlie Munger believed financial ignorance is often more dangerous than financial risk. Because fear-based decisions can feel smart, while costing you millions over decades. Now, let's be clear. This does not mean go borrow recklessly. This is not permission to finance luxury cars, designer lifestyles, or fake wealth. Munger was fiercely rational. He believed in calculated decisions, not emotional ones. Leverage without intelligence can ruin you. But fear without education can also keep you small forever. And that's the painful middle ground most people never escape. They avoid dangerous debt, but also avoid strategic opportunity. So they spend decades preserving money without multiplying it. And that's a huge difference. Because saving protects, but ownership scales. Saving money alone can help you survive. Owning productive assets can help you thrive. This is why many people who work hard all their lives still struggle financially. They focused only on earning and saving, while others focused on acquiring assets. Businesses, investments, rental income, equity, systems. Charlie Munger often emphasized long-term thinking. And long-term wealth usually comes from making your money produce more money. Not just from protecting the money you already have. Here's a simple truth. If your money is only sitting, it's not leading. And if fear controls your financial strategy, growth often becomes impossible. Right here, ask yourself honestly. Have you ever avoided a financial opportunity simply because debt scared you, even when the numbers made sense? Or maybe debt once hurt you, so now all borrowing feels dangerous. Drop your experience in the comments. Because your story might help someone else rethink their relationship with money. Now here's where this gets even deeper. Many people don't actually want wealth. They want certainty. And certainty feels like cash. No lenders. No obligations. No pressure. But wealth often requires uncertainty, managed intelligently. That's why Munger's philosophy was never about comfort. It was about rational advantage. He wasn't asking, what feels safest? He was asking, what produces the best long-term outcome? Those are very different questions. And your answers determine your financial future. Because sometimes, what feels safest today creates the biggest regret tomorrow. Think about people who never invested because the market felt risky. People who never started businesses because failure felt scary. People who kept all their cash while inflation ate away at it. Safety protected them, but also limited them. And over time, limitation compounds too. That may be one of the hardest truths in personal finance. Playing defense forever can stop you from ever winning. At some point, you need offense. Calculated offense. Educated offense. Strategic offense. This is why financial education matters so much. Without it, people either become reckless or paralyzed. But with it, you begin seeing money differently. You stop asking, how do I avoid all risk? And start asking, how do I manage risk while maximizing opportunity? That's a wealth builder's mindset. And Charlie Munger knew mindset often matters more than income. Because plenty of high earners stay broke, while disciplined asset builders quietly become wealthy. So if paying cash gives you peace, that's fine. But always ask, what is this cash costing me in missed opportunities? Because every financial decision has a visible cost. And an invisible cost. The visible cost is what you spend. The invisible cost is what that money could have become. And often, that invisible cost is far greater. So here's the bottom line. Paying cash is not automatically wrong. Debt is not automatically right. The real question is your money strategy creating growth, or just comfort? Because comfort can feel safe, while quietly keeping you behind. Charlie Munger's greatest lesson here is simple. Wealth is not built by blindly avoiding risk. It's built by understanding it better than most people do. So don't worship cash. Don't fear debt. Understand both. Use both wisely. And make decisions based on outcomes, not emotion. Because financial freedom rarely belongs to the person who simply protects money best. It often belongs to the person who uses money most intelligently. And that changes everything. If today's video shifted how you think about cash, debt, or wealth, then it did exactly what it was meant to do. Because the goal was never to tell you debt is good. It was to show you that fear alone is not a strategy. Charlie Munger understood that money, when used wisely, can either be a shield or a weapon for opportunity. And the people who move ahead financially are often the ones who learn when to protect, and when to deploy. So the next time safe feels smart, pause and ask yourself, is this protecting me, or preventing me? That one question could change your entire future. Thanks for spending these minutes with us. If this video gave you value, share it with someone who still believes cash is always king. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now, because we're building a community focused on smarter money, deeper thinking, and real financial transformation. And don't stop here. Watch the next video now, because understanding money is powerful. But learning how the wealthy think, that's where everything begins.